I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not coming to be excellent and be great and be challenged in everything that you do, then Howard's not the place for you. So
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty. Baby girl, you are so.
This is Des Barnes with Pretty Girls Love Sports, and I'm sitting with the head coach of Howard University, Coach Scott, and we have some things to talk about coming in for this season. So let's get into it. Okay, Coach. So word on the street is that they're calling your team the other team or the number 2 team. You may not have heard that, but I have heard that. Now tell me, what do you initially get when you first hear me say that to you?
Well, control the things you control, right? Ultimately, it's about what we believe. It's about how we approach it. And the other people who have their opinions are just those things. They're just opinions. And I think at the end of the day, we kind of got to understand respect is something that's earned. So obviously, there's some, in the eyes of some people, that hasn't been done yet. So in our opinion, it's just throwing more gas on an already burning fire. So what happens sometimes when you do that, people around you get burned. So we're excited about the opportunity. We're excited with what this presents for us. And I think we're going to get a really fired up football team.
I hope so. I feel like you only lost by 4 points, and I understand they came from behind to beat you all in the Celebration Bowl. So what enhancements have you done on the offensive side to really capitalize on the talent that you have on your team?
No, I think at the end of the day, we go back and we look at that, and the young men saw the opportunities that were missed opportunities. And, from whether that's evaluating it from as a coach or all the way down to a player, there's things that we got to understand that you have to do to finish. When you get to that point, it's about finishing. And we kind of didn't finish the way we wanted to finish. At the end of the day, that's something we had to live with for the last 3 or whatever days before we get a chance to get back there. But it's also, you just can't sit in it. You got to go back to work. So, everybody took a little break and then came back and we went back to building our foundation for what this football team is going to be. Every football team takes a new life of itself from January to January. And so what this football team is going to be, it started way back then. We had to get back to work and not just sit in those mistakes. We had to learn from them and move on. And get ourselves prepared for what's coming for us this year and an opportunity to get back there.
Team, I know you had a senior quarterback, so now you have to restart your leadership position within your quarterback. So talk to us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that's exciting. In college football, unlike the NFL sometimes where they have their staple quarterback and it's their franchise guy and all those type of things, you want to go through a 3 or 4 year cycle every year where you have to redefine it and who that guy's going to be. And so it's an exciting time, too, to watch these guys go out and have an opportunity to compete for the job. What you want is the quarterback to be the most competitive guy on the football field. He's a winner. He's competitive. And so to find that, it's fun to watch because now we're going to have a couple of guys that are going to be competing for that job. And the guy who wins that job is going to be the most competitive. It's going to be the most consistent. It's going to be a winner. It's going to be a natural leader. So it's all those things to me are exciting. It doesn't allow for things like complacency that rears up ugly head in the mix of it, and guys understand what that's all about. So I think it gives us a unique opportunity to go back and show that the core of this team and the core of this program is built on principles that are championship type principles. And it doesn't matter who's given the keys to the car. It's going to drive it. It's going to go where it needs to.
Some fun and explosive and new things coming on offense. What about defense? As we know, defense, they say, wins championships. So what about the defense can we expect this season?
I think great things, and that's what we're going to build it around. Honestly, in our program design, the number one thing is to play great defense. So, and I believe that this year, especially unique to, the time that I've been there, this is a time where I think we're going to really rely strongly on our defense. I think it's the core nucleus of our program and our team right now. We have a lot of returners. We have a lot of really good players over there. They've come together really well as a unit and been atop of, the defensive categories, for the last 3 years. And to have a lot of those guys returning back and coming back to lead our football team, I think is going to give us a heck of an opportunity. Like they say, you can't win if you can't score. So hopefully guys can, we play great defense and be able to, mitigate people scoring and give ourselves a chance to be champions again.
Okay. What's the motto for this year?
Every year you kind of, we stick to the same things. We want to be smart, tough, more disciplined and together. That's a core, foundation of who we are. But at the end of the day, you got to find things for guys to kind of rally around and and kind of understand what's going on. And with this being a very unique opportunity for us, not many people get a chance to have 3 in a row, play for three championships in a row. So it's unique to any sport, really, to have that opportunity to do that. We got to take covenant with each other. We have to really come together, understand that it's going to take how we live off the field, all the choices and decisions that we make, not just on the field, but in the weight room, in the classroom, at home, how we take care of our bodies, how we protect each other, how we come together as brothers is going to be the most important thing, because in this journey, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough, and we're going to have to, drown out the noise. Don't listen to skeptics, and just have a really good approach about how we do things. And so to do that, when you take covenant with one another, you come together like nobody's business, and you understand that we all we got and we all we need.
A few more questions for you, Coach. Your schedule is, your first couple games it's pretty tough. You're playing Rutgers, you have Princeton on there. What is that mentality going into that? I know you said, being disciplined and being smart, but outside of that, how are you getting these players ready to go into these teams and to go into these games where they're pretty hefty?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, if you want to come to Howard, right, it's where black excellence lives. And at the end of the day, if you're not coming to be excellent and be great and be challenged in everything that you do, then Howard's not the place for you. So we're going to always set the bar really high, and make sure that we understand that it's going to take special people to do what we do. And so we don't want to necessarily always kind of choose the easy path. We want to take the road that's tough. We want to be built the right way. So then when we get into conference play in our 5 game playoff, that we're prepared. We've been built right. We've been challenged. We've faced adversity. We've done all of those things that it takes to be a championship team. So we don't run away from a tough schedule, quote unquote, or opponents and those type of things. We actually run to it.
Okay. Fun questions now, because you need to loosen up.
You got it kicked off, so now you got me going.
Okay. Don't think too much. I'm just gonna throw something out, and it's this or that.
Okay.
That's what I'm calling it. It's this or that.
This or that.
Okay.
I'm with it.
All right. Breakfast or lunch?
Lunch.
Offense or defense?
Offense.
Offense or special teams?
Special teams.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade.
Okay. Top 3 songs on your playlist.
Top 3 songs on my playlist.
Your game day playlist. Let me make it more specific. Top 3 songs on your game day playlist. You think?
Yeah.
Coach, I said don't think.
Okay. Because I'm like whatever motive. Sometimes it's just straight gospel.
Okay.
Sometimes it's gospel music.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm different. Sometimes it's R&B, and sometimes it's all the way back to Machiavelli, hip hop.
Okay. Well, that's a thing. Okay, so his top 3 genres. We're gonna go with that.
Okay.
R&B, old school hip hop, gospel.
Straight up.
What do you want people to know about your team that they may not already know, but they should be expecting coming into the season this year?
Well, I want people to know about this team. Resilient. Very resilient group of young men. And the set of challenges that we have to go through daily to get to play football, the academic rigors they go through on a daily basis to be a student at Howard, speaks to the resiliency of who they are and who they're going to be as men in this world as they get ready to transition into the workforce or whatever else that they're going to be professional. And we like to say at Howard, if you can make it at Howard, you can make it anywhere.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach.
No problem. Appreciated your time.
Of course.
Pretty girls love sports. All right.
Baby girl, you are so pretty, 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 pretty.